Hey everybody, we're back for part 3, finding unbiased financial advice, and we're going to talk about fees this time. We got to know how every advisor makes their money, because we do have to admit if we're seeking advice and help with our finances, we will have to pay somebody. Okay, so let's start with the basics of these fee structures. Any advisor, depending on their licensing, is allowed to charge fees in many different ways. So they can take commissions that come from insurance companies, commissions that come from your money. They all come from different places, so we need to know these things, but they can take commissions. They can charge fees, either flat fees or percentages. That's the most common, a percentage of what they're managing. They can also choose to take an hourly rate of some form as well. So lots of different fees. They can combine to any of these, but it also depends on the type of licensing they have. So let's talk about the commissions that are involved out there. Okay, this is where some of the more interesting stuff happens. All right, just because something has a commission doesn't mean it's bad, but we do need to understand motivations of the advisor that is in front of us. Okay, so we do need to understand there's two distinct versions of commissions. Commissions that come from you, your own money, and commissions that come from the companies that the product came from. So for instance, insurance companies. Virtually everything in the insurance world, whether it's life insurance, whether it's annuities, even home and auto insurance, is all commission-based. The insurance company pays a flat commission to the advisor for sending the business to them, and it does not come out of your money. So we do have to be understanding of that. If you deposited $100,000 into a fixed annuity, all $100,000 is in there and earning interest. Okay. Then there's the securities world, the stock market world, the risk-based investing worlds. The licenses number 6 and number 7, securities licensing 6 and 7, which I went through those in the previous video in these series. Okay, those securities licenses are allowed to take commissions that come from your money. Okay, so mutual funds, bonds, you can see anywhere from 0 to 5.75% commissions, and that's right, they just take money out of your account and put it in their pocket. Then there's things like private investments. Look, commissions are huge in private investments, and you can't turn around and sell them. So trust me, the money is coming from your investment. When you're looking at private investments that are only 10% returns, I say only, that sounds great, but you have 100% risk of loss. So please be careful with what you're doing in the private investing world. And then there's the variable annuities, which are all over the board. If the insurance company pays the commission, then the insurance company is going to be charging significant fees in there to make up for that commission. Okay, so one way or another, the commissions come from your money in the securities world. They don't in the insurance world, in the no risk side of things. Then there's the people that call themselves fee only. This is a Series 65 license, okay? This is the independent stockbroker, someone who doesn't have a W-2 employer above their head telling them what to do. Okay, so a Series 65 advisor is a fiduciary and is not allowed to take transactional commissions. Okay, this is very important. The only difference between a Series 7 license and a Series 65 is that commission. Series 7 licenses can take commissions behind the scenes from the mutual funds and all that other stuff, whereas the Series 65 can only charge an asset-based fee or a flat fee, or even hourly for that matter. Okay, the idea behind this is to try to keep it as transparent as possible. Then there's fee-based. Here's where the Series 6 and 7 licenses are. Okay, Series 6 and 7 can charge fees any way they want. They can charge the upfront management fees, and they can take the commissions on the backside. Okay, they can also charge plenty of miscellaneous fees out there. I've seen everything from account setup fees to even an advertising fee. Somebody had come into my office and wanted a second opinion on their portfolio. And of course, going through what was going on in their portfolio, I found lists of little transactions. And one of those transactions was charging them an advertising fee. kind of seems absurd. They're already their client. Why are you charging me to advertise? Thought it was interesting. But we also have to be careful of the 12B1 fees and the front and back loads. These are those mutual fund fees that I warn everybody about. The only reason there are mutual funds out there is for things like 401ks and for people that are going to manage their own money on their own. You got to be careful with these mutual funds. We're talking layers of fees that you don't know are going on. So let's look at a basic here. Every mutual fund has several different versions of that mutual fund. Okay, that's very important. In this case, I'm showing you an A share, a B share, and an I share, all of the exact same mutual fund. And what's funny is the I share is rated 5 stars at Morningstar, whereas the A share is only a 2-star mutual fund. Even though it's the exact same portfolio, the only difference is the fees. Okay, so as you see right here is the A share has a 5.75% front load. Okay, that means the advisor can reach into your account and take 5.75% of your money and put it in their pocket. Okay, and that's not disclosed on your statements. It's going on all the time out there, unfortunately. Okay, and if they're charging you a management fee up front as well, we consider that double dipping. They're making double the fees that most the rest of the industry is charging. Okay. So also know the ongoing expenses in the A share is 1.06. So that means annually they're charging you 1.06 on top of what the advisor is charging it. In contrast, look at the I share. You know, the I share is the lowest cost version of this mutual fund. You have no load, that's 0 commissions on this, and a 0.51 expense, half the cost on the annual fee. So, you know, look, if an advisor is going to be charging you a management fee, fine, use the iShares. I don't really have a problem with that. If you really want this mutual fund, use the iShare. But what's even worse is if you have those B shares, which are typically the highest fee version. B shares are 5% backload in this case. Again, every mutual fund has a different fee structure. This case, 5% backload. When they sell the mutual fund, that's when they get to take their 5% commission. And then 1.77% ongoing expense. Notice they raised that annual expense, the one that's getting charged to you all the time. They raised it to 1.77, so they could then take 0.75% of that and hand it back to the advisor. So the advisor can say, I'm not charging you fees, but they're getting paid by the mutual fund that's overcharging you. Okay, so that's what's going on behind the scenes. They call those 12B1 fees. So questions you can ask advisors, yeah. Do you take front or back load commissions? Do you take 12B1 fees? Ask the questions, okay? Because that's the only way you're going to know if that's going on. And if they stammer and try not to answer it, you know what's going on. If you're going in for quarterly reviews and they constantly move a little bit of money, rebalancing the portfolio, they're doing that because they want to get paid these commissions. So please be very careful with this stuff. This is where the biggest abuses go on. All right. The other thing I caution people about, which was a genius marketing idea by somebody, is these target date funds. And honestly, just all mutual funds filled with mutual funds. Okay, we're talking about layers and layers of fees. The reason this was genius marketing is you put target date fund, retire at 2025. The entire 401k world gobbled that up and said, this is fantastic. This helps all of our employees know what to invest in. And then they made every one of those the highest fees in the entire 401k. And last check, over 70% of the world's 401k system is in these target date funds. Brilliant marketing, not so good for the consumer or investor. Okay, so be careful about mutual funds filled with more mutual funds. At some point, you own the entire stock market. That's almost over diversification, I would say. And you've got multiple layers of fees. Not very efficient. Okay, so hope that helps. We got one more in this series, and we'll get it out next week. Hope you're enjoying this. Share it with others. And certainly subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. See you next week.